Brian from Color Cloud 3D, and this is our koi fish design. In this video, we're going to teach you how to cut, paint, and mirror your model so you have a perfectly symmetrical koi fish. And this strategy will work with any model that you can slice. So here's what we need to do to get started. First, we're going to select the model and right-click, choosing Split into Parts. The 3MF file that you'll get with our koi fish will of course come with a couple of different variants, but you'll also have an individual 3MF that will be used for painting your own, and it will come pre-split into parts. So once we've done that, what we should begin by doing is choosing the Cut tool. The Cut tool is at the top. It's got these two rectangles. The process we're showing you here is pretty much the same in OrcaSlicer as well as it is in Bambu Studio. When you do rotate the cut plane to 90 degrees perpendicular to the build plate, make sure that it doesn't move anywhere left or to the right of center. So what you can do is just carefully, by moving your mouse to the inner part of the circle, snap it to 90 degrees and let go. We only need to keep the blue side of our mesh. So we're going to leave the object B, the pink portion, unchecked. Keep orientation so it stays upright and not place on cut. Click Perform Cut. Now that you've cut your model into half, we've been able to retain the individual portions of our mesh. And that's really important to get the highest quality eyes with this model and with a lot of other models. This is a great strategy if you haven't learned this before. Color by object. So I'm going to select the parts of the eye that I want to color. This will look much, much cleaner and crisper than it would with the paint tools. We've chosen to give you the option to use the color painting tools for the accents on the koi fish so you can have ultimate control over your model. Right away, we should go in and put in our support painting. This model does need supports in order to be anatomically correct. So what we've done is tried to limit the amount of supports that's needed, and that's just right here on the tail. So dragging up the highlight overhangs slider to about 30, we can see areas of the model that are around 30 degrees or less, and just paint in those portions. And you'll notice that possibly is a little higher than it needs to be. As long as you have the areas that are perpendicular to the build plate and slightly going upwards, you're going to be just fine. I like using the on overhangs only portion to be checked so that I don't paint in unnecessary areas. But there we go. When we go to mirror this to the other side of the model, that information will come with it, and we'll have supports equally distributed across that last tail section there. So what I'm going to do is start color painting, and I'm sure I'll time-lapse this video and catch up with you here in a minute. You should do the same if you are painting alongside of us today, and we'll catch up with each other in just a minute, okay? But begin painting your model, and we'll talk soon. All right, welcome back. So once you've had a chance to paint your model and you think everything looks pretty good, do a nice little spin around to look for any areas that you might have missed along the top portions. So for example, right here, I can see a little piece that I missed. Now I have in other 3MF models of this gotten rid of these areas that spilled over when I was using my sphere painting brush by just choosing edge detection on my paint bucket and clicking off those spaces. I haven't really noticed much of a difference in the overall results once I've gone in to slice the model, but maybe just do a little testing for yourself so you get the desired finish that you went with when painting your model. So there we go. All of those areas seem to be cleared up pretty nicely. What we'll do now is I like to copy and paste this to another plate so that if I make any mistakes, I have a fallback to go on, not have to worry about it. But I can right click and choose, after copying and pasting. So now that you've copied and pasted your model to another plate, you can once again copy and paste. So you have two of them on one build plate. And this is where you will right click, choose mirror along X axis, and you're going to slide it using the move tool so that the seams overlap. I've done some testing after slicing. I haven't noticed much of a difference once you've crossed the midline. It's going to blend those together in the geometry and that line won't be visible in the finished product. You'll be able to see it in the sliced preview, but it's not going to be something you'll see with the printed model. So I go basically until that line is the very smallest and let go. So you can still see the seam there. That will not be visible when you go to print the model. Using Shift and dragging my mouse, I can select this whole portion and choose Merge. And now that they're merged together, I have one object. And I like to go back and just paint any areas that maybe need a little bit of touch-up. So pause the video, do any touch-up if you need to, and we'll continue on together. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. There really weren't too many areas that I was concerned with. This is something you could, of course, spend lots of time on. The 3MF models that we've included are ready to go for you, but we know people love painting their own models. And with the number of koi fish that there are, yeah, you can make a cool koi fish. All right, there you go. So at this point, you can click Slice Plate after all of your settings are enabled. Make sure with this file that supports are set to tree and they are on manual. There are other areas that have overhangs, but the only you really need are right there on the tail. Everything else should come out just as we intended. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy printing, happy modeling, and if you do our koi fish and you would like to send us a picture, we would love to see your color variations and all the koi breeders out there. And we'll talk soon. Thanks. Take care.